Annihilation of Caste, Appendices by Babasaheb Ambedkar. Appendix 1. A Vindication of Caste by Mahatma Gandhi. A reprint of his articles in the H1. Dr. Ambedkar's Indictment. 1. The readers will recall the fact that Dr. Ambedkar was to have presided last May at the annual conference of the Jat Path Todak Mandal of Lahore. But the conference itself was cancelled because Dr. Ambedkar's address was found by the reception committee to be unacceptable. How far a reception committee is justified in rejecting a president of its choice because of his address that may be objectionable to it is open to question. The committee knew Dr. Ambedkar's view on caste and the Hindu scriptures. They knew also that he had, in unequivocal terms, decided to give up Hinduism. Nothing less than the address that Dr. Ambedkar had prepared was to be expected from him. The committee appears to have deprived the public of an opportunity of listening to the original views of a man who has carved out for himself a unique position in society. Whatever label he wears in future, Dr. Ambedkar is not the man to allow himself to be forgotten. Dr. Ambedkar was not going to be beaten by the reception committee. He has answered their rejection of him by publishing the address at his own expense. He has priced it at 8 annas. I would suggest a reduction to 2 annas or at least 4 annas. No reformer can ignore the address. The orthodox will gain by reading it. This is not to say that the address is not open to objection. It has to be read only because it is open to serious objection. Dr. Ambedkar is a challenge to Hinduism. Brought up as a Hindu, educated by a Hindu potentate, he has become so disgusted with the so-called Savarna Hindus for the treatment that he and his people have received at their hands that he proposes to leave not only them, but the very religion that is his and their common heritage. He has transferred to that religion his disgust against a part of its professors. But this is not to be wondered at. After all, one can only judge a system or an institution by the conduct of its representatives. What is more, Dr. Ambedkar had found that the vast majority of Savarna Hindus had not only conducted themselves inhumanly against those of the fellow religionists whom they classed as untouchables, but they had based their conduct on the authority of the scriptures. And when he began to search them, he had found ample warrant for their beliefs in untouchability and all its implications. The author of the address has quoted chapter and verse in proof of his threefold indictment. Inhuman conduct itself, the unabashed justification for it on the part of the perpetrators, and the subsequent discovery that the justification was warranted by the scriptures. No Hindu who prizes his faith above life itself can afford to underrate the importance of this indictment. Dr. Ambedkar is not alone in his disgust. He is its most uncompromising exponent and one of the ablest among them. He is certainly the most irreconcilable among them. Thank God, in the front rank of the leaders, he is singularly alone and as yet but a representative of a very small minority. But what he says is voiced with more or less vehemence by many leaders belonging to the depressed classes. Only the latter, for instance, Rao Bahadur, M.C. Raja, and Devan Bahadur Srinivasan, not only do not threaten to give up Hinduism, but find enough warmth in it to compensate for the shameful persecution to which the vast mass of H-word are exposed. But the fact of many leaders remaining in the Hindu fold is no warrant for disregarding what Dr. Ambedkar has to say. The Savarnas have to correct their belief and their conduct. Above all, those who are by their learning and influence among the Savarnas have to give an authoritative interpretation of the scriptures. The questions that Dr. Ambedkar's indictment suggests are 1. What are the scriptures? 2. Are all the printed texts to be regarded as an integral part of them, or is any part of them to be rejected as unauthorized interpolation? 3. What is the answer of such expected and accepted and expurgated scriptures on the question of untouchability, caste, equality of status, interdining, and intermarriages? These have all been examined by Dr. Ambedkar in his address. I must reserve for the next time my own answer to these questions and a statement of at least some manifest flaws in Dr. Ambedkar's thesis. July 2nd, 1936. The end.